Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
Thank you. Look at that. Chivalry
welcome.
at its best.
Let's go cruising with Senator. So before we go cruising, Senator, let's talk about the car. Triple J was kind enough to let us borrow this. It's a 2020 Kia Sportage. This is the LX model, and as you can see, it's very comfortable. You have enough legroom to sit another person in front of you.
Yeah, it's like economy plus.
And a lot of features. It's got a 6-speed transmission, makes about 180 horsepower from the little 4-cylinder engine. It's got the 8-inch touchscreen multimedia center with the backup camera, which comes in handy in a lot of KUAM cars. Yes, touchscreen. That is key. So boop, boop, boop,
yeah.
So it comes with features that you would find on, say, a $40,000 car, but this thing right now on sale, it's actually less than $22,000.
Yes, I'm looking at the sticker price.
Yeah, you're checking out the sticker there.
Yeah.
It's on clearance now, so
Yeah.
it gets great gas mileage too. That is another key feature.
Kia Sportage. Love
Yes.
it. And the color's nice too.
Yes.
It should be pink though.
It should be pink, but Triple J, of course, letting us borrow it, and they do a lot of stuff as far as fundraising goes and charity work that I know you're very, very happy with.
Well, I'm very passionate about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Triple J is a very big supporter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. As a matter of fact, if you see the Make-A-Wish car driving around, it is from Triple J.
Well, excellent.
Thank you.
So Triple J doing great stuff in the community, as are you, Senator. We got you here because we wanted to talk about something that's very near and dear to your heart, and as you can see, we are both wearing pink. Twinsies!
It's Friday. Actually, we should just wear pink every day in the month of October. Why not?
I'm on board with that, but at the moment I only have one pink shirt, so I do need to do a little shopping.
I think most men are now starting to enlarge their pink in their wardrobe.
I think it's a good thing.
It should be.
And Think Pink is coming up. October 22nd is Think Pink Day, where we all wear pink. And it's not just about wearing pink and saying, you know, on social media, oh, I think pink. It's about thinking about those that we know in our lives, in the community, that are fighting breast cancer, that have beaten breast cancer, or that we've lost to breast cancer. And as I said, it's something very near and dear to your heart. Tell us about why this is such a cause that you've championed.
Well, I just introduced a bill, Bill 213, and that is to strengthen actually a law that I introduced. I introduced a bill in the 34th KUAM legislature to support the breast cancer screenings, mammograms.
Okay.
And that became law. It was unanimously passed by the 34th KUAM legislature.
I should hope so, because I don't know why anyone would push back on something like that.
Well, you know, there are certain things that it was a result of protecting the deductibles and the screenings from any charges.
Okay.
Anytime you break down any barriers for any kind of screening, it allows more people to go and do it. And so that's really what we were trying to do. We're trying to just create awareness and make sure people go and get their mammograms every year.
Okay, so this law now is that women over 40 get free screenings.
So that was part of the law. The United States Preventative Task Force was requiring people 50 and above to get their mammograms. But for me, that wasn't acceptable because I started to become more aware of people who were getting diagnosed with breast cancer at 35, you know, younger than 40. Or between 40 and 50, and so I said, no, something has to be done. We need more people to go and get their screenings at a younger age, so that we can detect it earlier, so that we can save their lives, right? So the law brought it down to the age of 40.
Okay, good.
So once you're 40 years old, go get your mammogram, get your annual screenings, and then just say, can I get a mammogram done because I'm 40? And that's really what it did, that law.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Okay,
it's free.
That's key. Because a lot of times we can talk ourselves out of getting any kind of checkup or medical procedure because we know the cost can really add up. So sometimes there's that mental block like, well, I know I need to get checked, but it's going to cost me, so I think I'll just put it off for a little while.
Well, I've come across a couple of people in my quest to protect people from cancer that decided for one reason or another that they were not going to get their mammogram that year. Some women say it's painful. Some people just think it's just another thing that they have to do. And a couple years later, they're diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So, very simple procedure, although not as painless as people think it is,
right.
It can cause a little bit of discomfort. So people will just say, no, I don't want to do it. But then what are the consequences of not having that,
right.
that simple
A little bit of discomfort versus
goes
the
along,
action.
yeah, it just goes a long way. And I think that's one of the things that we really need to do to push is just recognize the signs of your body. What's your body telling you? If it just looks awkward, because you know your body best more than anybody does.
Right.
Recognize if there's something going on, then go talk to your doctor, and every time it's your birthday, go get a mammogram. I think it's that simple.
Yeah, it is that simple. Self-examination, women are taught how to do those, and it's not the most thorough thing, obviously, but if there is something that seems off, that feels out of place, you definitely need to get checked, because
Yes.
we've seen time and time again, early detection is key in the percentages and the success of cancer treatment.
Yes, and the survival rate.
Right.
That's really important. So that law 34109 that was passed in the last legislature allows people 40 and above to get mammogram screenings at no cost, no deductibles, and no pre-screening charges. And it reduced the age to 40. And then so now this bill 213 that I just introduced actually adds on a digital breast screening as well too, so it can reduce the amount of false positives.
Okay.
And when we say false positives, if a woman has a tendency to have dense breasts, usually it's hard to detect if there's anything in there. They'll see some things and they're not quite sure what it is, so they'll call the woman back. That's one of the things that we're trying to avoid, because just getting that letter that says we need to check you again is the anxiety that it creates is so phenomenal. It's like, oh my gosh, do I have cancer?
Right.
You know?
Your brain can play tricks on you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you go in for a screening and then you get a call from the doctor's office and say, oh, can you come back? We think we see something. Your brain is going to go absolute worst case scenario.
Yes, absolutely. And so what this digital breast screening does now is it allows the doctor, if they see something in the mammogram, when they're doing the original mammogram, then they'll do the digital breast screening so that they can see, and then people won't have to come back if it's called a false positive.
Okay, so this bill that is being introduced now is just kind of a product of new technology being available?
It's strengthening, yes. And as a matter of fact, it's becoming more of a standard now in the United States. So I figure we should do it too.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's effective, if it helps prevent and detect breast cancer as early as possible, then I'm all for it.
Yes.
And it's not just women. You brought up a point in one of our prior conversations that it's not just women who
men
are
have been
susceptible.
detected with breast cancer as well too. So even with men, just take a look at your body. If there's something unusual going on in your upper region, then maybe it's time to see if you can. And don't be afraid of it too.
Right.
Like I said, men can get mammograms as well.
Okay, I did not know that actually.
They could.
Okay, but it's good to know. Just get checked. That's the key thing. And you've passed that law where women 40 and over can get free mammograms, which, anxiety-inducing, not the most comfortable thing, but it is key in early detection and prevention.
It is, very much so.
Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first. Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
1 in 8 women.
1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, not just on Guam, but all over the world.
That's a big number.
Yeah, so just imagine if you were sitting with 7 other women, or anybody, 7 other women, most especially, in a group. One of those women, maybe even you, could be diagnosed with breast cancer. And that's a scary thought.
That's an alarming statistic, because we go to a family gathering, we hang out with our friends, there's 8 women there, and if you think about it statistically, one of those women could have breast cancer.
Yeah, and so really the key is early detection, because if you find something there that could possibly be cancer, a tumor, it can easily be removed and taken care of.
Some kind of treatment, obviously everyone's different. Doctors will know best. I'm no medical professional, but whatever treatment is suitable for that person.
There was a young lady who I met. She was diagnosed with breast cancer before the age of 35, and not just once but twice. And she was one that was actually taken by breast cancer, but she really touched me, and this is probably one of the main reasons why I decided to leave media and go and try to help people like her to overcome and just be more aware of and allow the government to help, right?
Because working in the media, as you did for years, you can report on these stories. You can, I'm going to MC a fundraiser, and I've done many fundraisers.
I'm sure you have too, right?
So you in the media, you report on these things, you throw out statistics, you read articles that say, hey everyone, you can tell people to get checked, but eventually you got to the point where, you know what, instead of reporting on these things, I'm going to try to do something about it.
Yes.
And so you've really taken this up as your cause.
I did. It was really hard for me to leave what I was doing in the media, because I absolutely loved it. But I felt like
you left because you really enjoy criticism from
right, that's why. Because I thought from people being nice to me and then hating on me was a better thing. So
politics.
No, I know it's politics, but I mean everybody has their point of view. And I think what I was really taught to in this whole journey of being a senator is that you just can't please everybody.
No.
There's 2 sides to every coin, and you may make somebody happy and then not make someone happy.
No.
In this case, we're making the patients happy by allowing them to get their screenings free, but in turn, sometimes the insurance companies don't like that very much.
Anytime something like that, money is involved, obviously there are people that they like their money, they like their income, and healthcare is a huge issue we've seen nationally, internationally, here on Guam. People much smarter than me have debated this for years, so I'm not even going to get into that, but you can do what you can, and you may ruffle a little feathers. There may be some people that do not like you, but you still work for them.
Ultimately, we're just trying to save lives. We all have one goal, and that is to serve the people, right? And so I feel like that this is my calling. I need to be the voice of the people who cannot take care of themselves, who would need a little bit of assistance, the vulnerable people, right? That can't afford to go and get screenings and checked. And so this is part of my mission.
Right. You think of the low-income mother who's got the several kids that is working a couple jobs. The cost of a mammogram, not something that she's ready to jump and just hand out. So that helps immensely, I'm sure.
I think most women do put their health in the back burner,
of course,
and they take care of everyone else. And this is just a small token of how we can help them put their health first.
Yeah, so this is not just something where you reviewed statistics and I looked at some websites and I saw some numbers. This is a very personal thing for you.
Oh, it is. My mom also was diagnosed with cancer.
So
it wasn't breast cancer, but it was cancer.
Cancer, we've seen it. We're all affected by it. We all have someone we love, someone we know, someone we work with gets cancer. But it being your mother, that must have been a conversation. I can't imagine from your mom hearing those words, you have cancer. But when your mom tells you, I have cancer, let's take us to that moment.
So my mom she had a couple of doctor appointments. We knew that she was seeing the doctor quite often, but we didn't know why. And then she just decided to have a family meeting. She called all of us, including her brother and her sister. And so we were all sitting around the table, and we were all laughing and
As families
joking.
do.
Yeah, we do. We just talk and talk about a lot of things. And then she just took a deep breath, and she said, "I have cancer," and you could hear a pin drop. And just at that moment, I still remember it. I mean, I remember it like I just felt like I wanted to cry, and it felt like a death sentence. Honestly, it felt like she was telling us that she was about ready to die. But that's not what she was telling us.
Right.
But in my mind, that's
Of course.
the initial thought.
We talked about it. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You hear those words, "I have cancer," you immediately think, well, that's it. You're done.
Right. And then after that vulnerable, weak feeling, after she told us that, we went into this strength and empowerment moment. Like, okay, what can we do? We need let's do this.
Yeah, where do we start?
Yeah, what are we going to do? And so she told us that she needed to go off island for specialty care, and so we went into fundraising mode. How are we gonna make this happen for her? It really brought us a lot closer together.
And this is even before the bills started rolling in. But
Yes.
you know already that, these costs are going to add up. We don't want to already be in the hole. Let's get out in front of this.
Right. So we went in, we started searching for some resources and assistance and how we could make this happen for her at the least cost possible, and still get her the best care.
Because the last thing you want to worry about when you're going through cancer treatment is, well, how am I going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for the lodging?
I don't even think people think about that. They just put everything on the line. They sacrifice everything and anything they can just to save their loved one's life, and which is really unfortunate. I've seen some people too, who would sell their house and move in with other people just so that they can take care of their loved ones. It's a very vulnerable feeling.
Yeah, we every year when we do the Relay for Life, we have the Survivor Lap, which is amazing. Seeing, survivors of less than a year, 2 years, 5, 10, 15, some 30 years survivors, and every year it gets more and more people in that lap, more and more survivors. So something is going right. But one of the great things about that lap, and sometimes overlooked, is the caregivers. Those individuals that are there 24/7, that give up so much and sacrifice so much for that person that is battling cancer.
I was a caregiver for my mom when she went off island. I was the chosen one to take her out there. That was a big responsibility for me. Even though I had nothing to do with her surgery, I still felt like I was responsible for bringing her home. That was a heavy load on my shoulders, and I'll never forget when they wheeled her in to the operating room, and they just took her, and I was there to be her strength and give her empowerment, and like, don't worry, Mom, you got this. The minute they took her off, I just broke down like, oh my, I just went on my knees and said, dear Lord, please let her come out, because I cannot go home without her.
Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first. Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
Are there other bills in the works? Are there things you're looking at to help this process in the future?
I do have another bill that's still in the committee. I have a couple of bills, like lung cancer screening for people ages 60 and over, to protect the pre-screenings and deductibles to keep it free for lung cancer. Lung cancer is our number one lung cancer diagnosis here on Guam. So that's one. I do have a Cancer Parity Act where other than just getting chemo treatments intravenously, there's chemo that you can take orally as well. Okay. There is a disparity in the charges for that, so we're trying to make it the same. Right. So whatever they have to pay for chemo intravenously, it would pay for if they wanted to take it home.
Okay. And,
so there's a disparity there. So
these new oral treatments.
Rather
So is there room in these laws, in these bills, that kind of you're able to open up if there is new technology, new medicine presented?
There is, just like the breast cancer screening.
Right.
To add on the DBT, digital breast screening too as well, because technology is always improving.
Yeah, it is.
And it's helping the people. Of course, there is a cost to it, but we're trying to keep it as affordable to the people who absolutely need it.
Yeah, there's a cost for everything.
Yeah. So those are a couple of bills, and there's always room for improvement. And I think we're making, although we're making strides.
And that's key.
We just had a strides.
Yeah,
Right?
making strides is
Making strides.
is key, instead of just, hey, I got my bill out there, I'm good.
Yeah.
I did what okay.
Well,
there's your bill.
I've also, since I've become a senator, I've also been a part of the Cancer Coalition here on Guam, Comprehensive Cancer Coalition.
Let's talk about that, your involvement there.
Well, I've become a part of the Cancer Coalition, and we meet occasionally. We have a 5-year plan on how we're going to address certain issues. And we have weekly meetings, all over the place, and we just talk about how we can improve the system to help the patient. And we have people from all over. We have people from the Edward Calvo Cancer Foundation in there, as well as the American Cancer Society and the Guam Cancer Care. And some of our cancer treatment centers are also part of this coalition, public health. Everyone from all over the community comes together to talk about how we can improve or decrease the cancer rates on Guam.
Right, there are a lot of resources out there. There are a lot of agencies, there are a lot of departments, there are a lot of programs that are available, and sometimes when someone is going through treatment, they have no idea that these resources are available.
Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first. Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
Especially for the month of October, KUAM is very good too with their Real Men Wear Pink. Like
Think
you.
pink, yep.
So it's really just bringing awareness to the community and letting them know that these are out there for you.
Right.
Know? And so it's creating awareness, and every time we allow people to become more aware of what's happening, then we're making better strides at making it.
Right, and the awareness part of that is not be aware of breast cancer. I'm pretty sure that everyone is aware that breast cancer is a thing, but be aware of the steps that you can take. Be aware of the programs that are in place. If you need them, be aware of the things that you can do if someone is battling breast cancer or any cancer.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
It's very simple just to ask a question. There are so many people that are out there to help, and so I think what people really need to do, especially for breast cancer, is just be aware of your body. You know your body. You take a shower every day. You see what happens. If there's something different, then just go to your doctor or call a doctor and ask them. Say, I noticed something strange here. I'm sure they will welcome you in. And then just get your mammogram every year. I think that's key.
And if you're over 40, it's free.
And if you're over 40,
now is this one per year?
One per year. It's an annual mammogram, so you get one per year. Now, what you could do is you could get a baseline screening starting at age 35.
Okay.
Baseline meaning, the doctor will talk to you, ask you a whole bunch of questions. Do you have any cancer in your family? Which is also very important. If you have cancer in your family,
risk factors.
Risk factor is very important too. So they ask you all these questions. Do you smoke? Do you drink alcohol? All these things. So it's a baseline screening. They ask you these questions. If they feel like you are qualified, then they'll give you a mammogram even before you're 40.
Okay. So it's a good idea just to know the risk factors.
Know the
as
risk
you said.
factors. Get the talk to your doctor. I think that's really key.
It really is. Men or women, whatever gender you are, whatever you may feel like you're the healthiest person on the planet. You may run 17 miles a day and eat right. Still, there are chances of things. So, talking to your doctor, getting checkups, getting exams, things like that, screenings are key.
Not just breast cancer, but for anything. For example,
Right.
Former colleague of yours, Frankie, right?
Yep.
He just had indigestion and just had some issues and just thought it was a normal everyday thing, and then ended up it being colon cancer.
Yeah.
So it just got to recognize the signs and don't take anything for granted.